Hey folks, Glenn Holland here. First off, I just want to thank Clayton Smith and Mark Collins for inviting me to CannabisCon #2, a virtual event that we have going on that brings a lot of people together, brings a lot of the cannabis community from all areas to come together, okay? And I'm here for a specific reason, and that reason is to talk about plants and vibration. So a little bit about me. I've been a cannabis consumer for 41 years. I started when I was 15 in 1985, used it for pretty much my whole life. About 8 years ago, I got diagnosed with lung cancer after coughing up blood. There was a tumor about the size of an egg in my right hand lower lobe, and I had the battle of my life. And during that battle, I took full extract cannabis oil as part of my treatment. And I am a 100% firm believer that it had helped me battle and beat cancer. I'm here now 8 years in. I have maintenance dosage that I have all the time. During that time, I had the eureka moment, the epiphany, if you want to call it, the aha moment. But before we get into that, I just want to talk to you about plants and the environment and the stress that they have to deal with nowadays, okay? So not only do plants have to deal with this type of environmental stress that we have going on now, they've been doing it for millions of years. Now, way longer than the humans, like the human race and the mammals and all these things. Now, mammals have 5 senses, and those are touch, sight, sound, taste, and smell, okay? Now, plants, they don't have those, okay? They don't have those senses in the same sense that a mammal does, but they do have some of those senses. They have what they call mechanoreceptors inside of their cells. And when they are made to feel vibrations or exposed to vibrations, those cell walls stretch and contract and stretch and contract. And so there is an effect that vibration has on plants, and it's been proven. I mean, it's out there. I want you to think about bees buzzing, okay? Bees buzzing, that is a sound, but it's vibration. So vibration in the air travels through air as the medium, okay? So plants here feel that, and then release pollen and do other things. Same with some of the studies that have come out recently about roots and roots growing towards water. Well, they don't know moisture, right? I mean, they may not be able to tell moisture because they may not be close enough to that, but they can feel the vibrations. So about 250 million years ago, when the earth was full of volcanic eruptions and all of these types of things that were going on, plants felt those vibrations and they changed. Okay, so what does that mean when a plant changes because of something that's vibrated it or touched it? Just look up Jaffe from 1973. He termed the coin thigmomorphogenesis. Thigmomorphogenesis. Thigmo being touch, morpho being change, and genesis, something new. So this term has been out there for many, many years. And it means, in my sense, that I have developed a device that touches the plant haptically and vibrates it depending on what the grower puts into the input of the actual surface transducer, which we'll get to in a second, okay? So plants do feel, and they have been proven to alter their growth because of feel. Thigmonasty, thigmomorphogenesis, seismomorphogenesis, everything vibrates, and my device can target the mechanoreceptors, the calcium signals that plants make when they either feel a threat coming. Maybe it's an insect chewing on the leaves. You know, plants feel that, right? Or maybe it's the rain falling on it, or getting brushed by a passing animal, or even Schumann's resonance down in the roots. Now, real quick, I'll just tell you, a lot of people always come at me, well, hey, man, my fan does the same thing. My fan, moves around a plant, and that's great. That's perfect. I understand that. Sure, it does. But what that doesn't do is it doesn't get down to the roots. My device is a full plant massage machine. I mean, I can put anything through this that has a sound file, and we can cause the plant to do things that maybe it would do out in the natural world, but can't do inside, okay? So there are some questions on still how plants actually take those mechanical signals and change their morphology or their physiology, or maybe their chemical compound. Maybe I'm trying to get more THC versus CBD or CBG or whatever that is. You know, we don't quite know the mechanisms of how that actually happens. However, I'm going to make that leap, and I'm going to say that my device can do this. We just need to find the right treatments to make that happen, okay? So that's a little bit about plants and about how they actually grow. I mean, like if it grows this way, it's going to grow towards the light. I mean, roots always grow down. Wind, if it hits this plant, will always start to move the plant over this way, and you'll see that. You've seen examples of this. Just look it up. It's out there. Ah, smells good. So with my technology, what we do is we take a surface transducer, something like this. This is the small one without external speakers, and it is Bluetooth or line in, and we send a sound file to this surface transducer. And this little puck on the end here, this is what sits on top of the transmitter plate. So this is the transmitter plate that sits kind of right there. Okay. And then this gets hung by the ceiling, or another method. You can hang it if you want to by other means if you need to. But the plant touches this grid. It's like a reverse spider web. The plant touches this grid, and we send the vibrations from the transducer through the grid to the plant. Now, why do I use mechanical wave vibration instead of sound? Okay. There's lots of companies out there using sound now. Okay. The reason is air is a crappy way to send sound vibrations as a medium. It dissipates too fast. There's other things that could potentially interrupt those signals. And by using aluminum, which is really lightweight and it's a great recycled material, by using aluminum sends vibrations really far. Not as far as water, but pretty far. So if I use the surface transducer on this type of a grid, which we have, or even a line type of device, which we have, like Matt Gunter is testing, he calls it his harp. So we have a trellis wire with my device on it, and it's like a vibrating string on a harp or a piano or a guitar. Same kind of premises, okay? So when a plant is young, I've made these squares, kind of like the existing trellises that are out there now, which is about 4-inch diameter, 4-inch by 4 size. And you can fit things right into the middle of it there. And it kind of sits there, and you can vibrate it that way, okay? And then when it gets to a certain age, it can come up here and sit and just kind of touch right up against it, or even grow up through it. Like it's going to grow up through it, and trust me, there's enough contact points that it'll feel that vibration, okay? So that's how we connect the plant to the plant vibration trainer, which is what this is called. It's called Plant Vibration Trainer, PVT for short, and it is patented in the United States. I have a patent on it, and I feel that it's going to really make a change, because not only do we look at in growth changes that this vibration can make, we're also looking at transgenerational epigenetic changes. Now, what does that mean? That's a big word. Glenn, you're using big words. Now, I know some people are on this call and they're like, I know what that means, but some people don't. And what that means is, can we pass the traits that we create with a plant from vibration on to the next generation of plants, and then on to the next generation of plants, and then on to the next generation of plants? I mean, look, the goal is to do it at least a minimum of 2 to 3 generations of treatments. Now, what do these treatments do? Again, we're going to just touch base on that real quick. A treatment of vibration can cause shorter, squatter plants, thicker stems, so you don't maybe need the plastic trellis to hold up coas in a commercial environment, maybe, right? What about changing the chemical compound, CBG versus CBN versus CBD versus THC? So that's the goal. The goal is to find the right recipe for the right time of the plant feed it to it, whether that's caterpillars chewing, Schumann's resonance, bees buzzing, straight up hurt. All those, we don't know that yet. We don't know the answer to that yet, okay? But the goal is to find the right treatment, feed it to a plant, and then let that plant do the commercial scaling for you. People always ask me that question. How are you going to scale that? I'm not. The plant is. The plant is going to scale this. It's going to pass off those genes to generation to generation. That is the goal. And if I can make that happen, beware big companies that sell fertilizer and all these other kinds of things, because we can change this from a GMO, a GMO, right? We all know what a genetically modified organism is, right? We're going to change that into a vibrationally modified organism, a VMO. And that's an all-natural thing, folks. So yeah, that's the ultimate goal. Now, some people are going to ask me, Glenn, how did you come up with this? Like, come on, man. Like, what was the catalyst that caused this? So during my cancer battle, right at the end, when I was heavy on chemo doses, like I was feeling like complete crap, taking FECO, taking immunotherapy, having surgery to cut out part of my lung, all of these things to survive. One of those things was full extract cannabis oil. I had an angel on LinkedIn come to me, find out what I needed, and gave me for free full extract cannabis oil. And so I took full extract cannabis oil, and during those last month or so of chemotherapy, I went to an exhibit called Pulse. You walked up to a screen, you put your screen on an iPad of a sorts. It haptically took your pulse and it passed it into a pool of water. So you could see your heartbeat rippling in water. And that is when I had the aha moment. I'm a mechanical engineer by trade, father, husband, cancer survivor, purveyor of good vibes. And I said right at that second, I bet you that I can take my own heartbeat and I can change the way that plants grow to be in tune with my body. Okay. So that's what I do behind me. And I'm going to show you this in just a second here. So that's what started the whole process. And then once I tested it, I have a few prototypes. And once I tested it, I started seeing a difference. I started seeing those physiological differences. And I was like, holy shit, man, something's going on here. Like my heartbeat is causing this plant to grow differently. Imagine how that feels. Like imagine how my body's biometrics, my pulse, my heartbeat is causing a plant to grow differently. That just blew my mind. And I started doing research, found out about the thigmomorphogenesis, found out about all of these institutions all around the world are doing studies on vibration and plants. So I'm on the cutting edge here. Now, another ultimate goal, little sidestep to this real quick, is there's so many sensors out there right now that are going on to plants and being touchy, and they're reading what plants are telling them, right? And that's great for dialing in your fertilizer, your nutrients, your pest control, all those things. But I think that we can talk back to the plants using vibration. I think that we can use mechanostimulation as a means to take the information from the plant and the current sensors that we have out there, put it into data, find out the right treatments that we could feed back to sick plants or maybe plants that grow in a different area, different region, and feed that vibrational recipe to those other plants. Follow me? Okay, I know it's a lot. So real quick, I'm just going to get out of the way and I'm going to show you what I've got going on here behind me, okay? So right here, we've got sour brie mix from Trilogen Seeds, Matt Haddad, great, thank you, Osama. We've got the soil, which is Buttheads. Thanks, Eric, appreciate it, man. Love you, man, love you, buddy. And then we have the newts by Damian Solomon, King Solomon newts. Now, these are kicking ass, excuse my language. There are 4 plants that are in 4 different pots, and they have a 1x1 plant vibration trainer attached to it. So if you just see here, I'm gonna move myself just to kind of show you what it does here. Okay, see that? Like it's kind of moving the whole plant there, okay? Now in the middle of there's the surface transducer that's got the 2 external speakers as well. Now I'm gonna put 24 hertz through this thing, okay? Let me go ahead and just turn on my computer here. Hopefully it won't take long. And go ahead and hit play, okay? So now, I can see that this plant is vibrating right now 224 hertz. Now it's a little difficult for you guys to see, so I'm going to grab the camera and bring it a little bit closer so you can kind of see the waves that are happening here. Okay, so hang on. Okay. So, see if I can hold it still enough. Yeah, so you see how that plant is vibrating there? It's vibrating all the way down, folks. Like all the way down right into the soil. So all those roots are also getting stimulated using my device. Okay, so I really appreciate the offer, Clayton and Mark and Matt Gunter. I love you, buddy. Thank you for being along with me for this ride. There's a lot of naysayers out there, and I really don't care. I'm going to leave 4 minutes for some questions. You can always get to me afterwards. I'm very active on LinkedIn. I just want to say, be humble as one, and someday you may move many like me. Okay, just keep pushing out those good vibes, those positivity. Things are going to happen. Things will manifest themselves. Okay, so we're on this journey. I want folks to join me, follow me, talk to me. Let's get this thing to where it really needs to be. And I need a little help doing that. And that's why I'm kind of doing these things. All right. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the festival and just, always look on the bright side. Okay, folks? I want to say thank you again. Thanks very much. And I'll just hold on here for questions. I know we're going to go ahead and preload this. This was a one and done production. I did this once. And then we're going to leave whatever, like 3 minutes now for any questions. But again, you can always reach to me afterwards. Okay. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time.